show! From Michael Bay to Marvel UK and everyone on in between. Breaking news and toy reviews, every robot stands wet green. Grab a brew and join the crew, become part of our scene. Bring your mom, let's drink her own, make sure you're at least 18. Welcome to the show, the party and let's roll. Friday nights, let's go, Transformers the show.
Well, why are we not? There you go. Seamless. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. It's a show none of us wanted to do. It's a show we do with heavy hearts and tears in our eyes. Yesterday, the tragic news of Peter Cullen's passing was released, and I think it's fair to say it was a shock to everybody. Peter Cullen was the voice of Optimus Prime and so many other characters that have brought a lot of joy to us over the decades, and it was horrifically sad and still is. And tonight we are going to do our best in the Transformers the Show way of putting on a show that's a tribute to the great man and all of the work he's done. To help Andy and I do that, we are joined by SkywarpSCS and Deceptijon. Good evening, fellas.
Good evening. Pleased to be here.
Evening.
We're going to start off by having a discussion about Peter Cullen and his work over the years. And then we will move on into the show in the usual format. We've got, news, pickups, socials. Our four players are going to be our favourite Optimus Prime. Because let's be honest, Peter Cullen laid the foundation for Optimus Primes going forward. But which version of Optimus Prime is our favourite? And no one will be ostracised if they pick anyone other than G1 Prime. But I think we're going to start off tonight by talking about Peter Cullen and his career and what he means to us. And this is the opportunity for you guys in the chat to get involved, share your memories, share your thoughts, share your highlights. What was your favourite character? It's Transformers a show, but it doesn't have to be G1 Prime. I think let's just get together and celebrate what a fantastic man he was and what a tragic loss it's been. Who wants to go first, fellas?
I think when you look, sorry, Peter, I'll go in first. I think when you look at what's been going on social media, and I appreciate, Pete, obviously you pull all together all the socials for the show, and obviously you comb Instagram, Blue Sky, and everything in between. The sheer amount of tribute stuff that has been kicking around the socials from huge swathes of the Transformers community. I've seen Arifire's put a YouTube video out, Triple Takeover have put a podcast, put one of their bonus podcast episodes out, which they've made free to everybody. We've obviously got what we're doing here tonight, just the volume of toy photography representing Optimus Prime. I think it really, really shows the sense of feeling in the Transformers community, if that makes sense.
I've been really surprised as well, and quite touched at how many very young people have been really quite upset by this. Like people who are long, not in any way alive when G1 was a thing, or even in the 90s, and have only come to him through the Bayverse movies and beyond. And yet he's still managed to really resonate with them, and it's been amazing to see all that.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Is that we are in a situation where his career touched so many franchises, not just Transformers, Chip and Dale, Dungeons and Dragons, so many. He means so much to so many people in different ways. And I think it's just an outpouring of emotion and I think support for each other. And I think it's quite lovely, really. Not in a a sadistic way, but a kind of just a real emotional outpouring.
It's been nice to see him. I was talking with my other half before coming on, and I mentioned about how my social feeds are just full of people's tributes, and that's the really nice thing to see, is people just remembering and kind of grieving and caring about him together, not about any individual or anything like that. It's just people wanting to share their memories and their love for the man, and that's just been really, really nice and really comforting to see. And as
I think what was Andy. I think what was quite telling from a Transformers perspective is if you followed some of the mainstream news and things like, you know, sort of the BBC headlines and the way those kind of news outlets pitched it, it was Peter Cullen, the voice of Optimus Prime, and I know he's known for so many other things. I can see obviously the artwork that you've got up on the screen there now, but he was Optimus Prime to so many people, not just Transformers fans.
Yeah. Well, he was an important part of so many of our childhoods, and not just I think it was John mentioned before, not just us old fogies, but you know, there's a lot of younger people who still, because he was still working, his work on the movies, his work on other series like Transformers Prime, his work in computer games as the voice of Optimus Prime, and then in other franchises. You know, he kind of was such a massive part of our childhood. And he's the first hero I can really remember from my childhood. Maybe him and Luke Skywalker, but he stood out more to me because Transformers was the thing that I kind of loved straight away. And so there's like him and my dad, and they're the two heroes that I remember first. So it hurts more than you would expect it to. I think it certainly hit me harder than I thought it would. Watching clips of things last night, I sat after everybody else had gone to bed. I watched Transformers the movie all the way through. Then I watched Predacons Rising, the Transformers Prime cartoon. I watched that all the way through, and the end of that sent me over the edge, and then I went to bed. But yeah, it's just a weird feeling to kind of care and grieve for somebody who you never really kind of met, but you felt like you knew. Because he was Optimus Prime to us. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's Peter Cullen.
It puts that whole apology tour into quite a very different context now, doesn't it? When we talk about the 86 movie and everybody focuses on the 86 movie and they focus on the death of Optimus Prime, it really does put that in a very, very different place now.
I think the fact that feels a bit awkward now shows how closely he was tied to the role. That, yeah, they're making this big kind of whimsical joke about the death of the character, but now this happened, it does feel like they need to change the emphasis a little on it. But it just shows how closely he tied himself to it. And I think we've all learnt more about Peter Cullen over the last 24 hours as we've been reading more articles and things. And it really does seem he embodied that kind of sense of citizenship and leadership and how to be a good human being. And that I think that fed into the character. There's been a couple of comments about people who were primarily comics, not cartoons, hearing Peter Cullen's voice. And that was certainly the case for me. As soon as I'd seen a couple of episodes of G1, every time I read the comic, especially those panels where Prime is contemplating and sacrifice and nobility and all that, you just hear Peter Cullen's voice, even as a kid, because he brought that level of gravitas to that role. That the two became inexplicably linked, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I would completely agree with that. I read, and still to this day, if I am reading a Transformers comic and Optimus Prime is in it and he is speaking, he sounds in my head like Peter Cullen. And
I do it with the Skybound stuff. Yeah, like you say, Andy. To this day, I will read the Skybound stuff, you know, which is obviously current, and I will still do that with that voice.
Yeah,
I think it's incredible, really, though, isn't it? Because when you're a kid, he's Optimus Prime, right? That's what you know him as, because that's his voice. but he voiced so many other characters around that time. And if it wasn't for the internet, right, because you didn't know it as a kid, and if it wasn't for the internet, even now as adults, you know, there are some people that, you know, are mourning the loss, and they didn't realize he did all these characters and stuff. And you think about things differently as a kid. Obviously, you know you do, but it just shows how they are so much more than one character to us. You know, these voice actors, and they bring them to life, but they're not just, you know, one dimensional. They moved on to so many. So he moved into so many different cartoons and stuff like that, and you didn't even realize you were watching him. You did not even realize it, and I think that's incredible.
Even now, looking at that poster, I'm seeing things that I didn't realize he did.
It would be lovely. I don't know if it could have happened. There's more involved in it than just making a decision, but it would be quite nice if they rebranded this apology tour and made it more of a tribute to him. I know it's very easy for us to say that, but I mean, there would be, you know, huge costs involved in that because of the materials and everything they have to produce, and I get that, but it would still be nice. And I also hope that, I know a lot of people have been saying that they're going to find it difficult when they watch the movie in the cinemas now. It's going to be more emotional, and I totally agree, and I get that. But I hope as well that it's a celebration of him and of his life, of his work, of Optimus Prime, because for so many of us, he was the human representation of Optimus Prime. He was Optimus Prime. That link will always be there. And then the fans of these other shows and films, and, you know, it's amazing to know and to realize how much he actually did influence our childhoods and our youth and growing up, and even all the way up to now. But it's wonderful as well. And I think we all, as sad as we all will be, yeah, I just think it's important that we celebrate his life. We celebrate what he did. Yeah.
Another thing, Andy, that popped into my head this morning was, I haven't researched how old his children were, but they must be similar age to us, which means they would have probably grown up with the same cartoon base, you know, on American TV. But how cool do you think your dad is? He's doing those voices. Your dad is Optimus. Your dad is Eeyore. You go to school, you go to kindergarten, you go to college, whatever. It's like your dad is Optimus Prime. He must have been a god in the Cullen household, like genuinely. And even his grandkids, you know, he just must have been. It's like, Granddad, do the voice, and he's doing, you know, Optimus Prime's voice, telling him to go to bed. I can just imagine
Optimus Prime reading you a bedtime story.
Oh mate, could you imagine? It's just been epic. But I think that's probably what we don't appreciate is the fact that he was just fucking cool, wasn't he? Genuinely.
I think there's very, and I appreciate, you know, when I talk about ages and things, there's very few of voice actors. I said not just voice actors. There's very few creatives who have touched as many corners of the Transformers franchise as he has. And I was thinking about it on the way home from work this evening, and the only ones really who hold a candle for me, and I'm happy to be corrected by my peers and anybody in the chat who contributed as much to the franchise as he had, is obviously Frank Welker is second to none. Gary Chalk, David Kay, and Simon Furman, and for me, those are the top tier of Transformers creatives that have brought so much to the brand. There's very few of them that have touched as many corners as he has.
Yeah, I mean, from a voice acting perspective and everything, like the people you've listed, they're all legends to us as fans. But Cullen was just, he was just kind of, he was more, he transcended everything. And yeah, he's Optimus Prime. He was Optimus Prime. And you think these things are going to be immortal and people are going to be around forever. But yeah, very sad. But it's wonderful to see the outpouring of love for him, and I hope, and I'm sure they do. I'm sure his family and his friends and those close to him, that they're seeing this outpouring of love as well, and I'm sure that they're appreciating it as well.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? You know, at the time, you know, back in the 80s, he's a voice actor looking for work. You know, his agent throws across this script where you've got to play a robot that transforms into a truck. And, you know, he goes, and we all know the story, you know, about how his brother inspired him. But walking into that booth, he does not think for a second that 42 years on, he will have the career he's probably had, the love, like Andy was saying, the love and adoration that he's got.
But I think that's really, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, he just, every time he got to go to a con, every time he got involved with the latest Transformers feature film, Bayverse or whatever, he must have just thought, yeah, it doesn't get any better.
I think he's a living embodiment of how you can be humble and successful at the same time. I mean, your point about him going to the audition, and he could have easily just said it's a dumb kids cartoon where I'm a truck, right, I'll phone this in, and I'm sure plenty of other people did. But he went away and thought about it, thought what the voice should sound like, and treated it seriously. And he obviously just did that with every job and every audition, and if you keep doing that, eventually one of them is going to strike. And I mean, Steve mentioned Simon Furman again. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm writing this dumb kids comic." He said, "I'm going to write the comics I want and let the kids catch up." And I think if you treat these on superficially trivial things seriously, it can have that enduring legacy. And then it's just another note on how humble he was. I remember in the run up to the Michael Bay movie, on all the Transformers message boards, there was all this, "Oh, is it going to be Frank Welker and Peter Cullen?" And the producers were basically, "No, this has nothing to do with that silly cartoon. We're doing our own thing." And the fans just campaigned and said, "You've got to have Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime." So eventually, I can't remember which one, Don Murphy or somebody, said, "Okay, we'll audition him." And so he said he's lined up with everybody else in the audition room. There was no singling out. It was just like he's another jobbing actor. And one of the other actors had to pop out or whatever, and he covered their lines by seamlessly switching characters and then doing his own. And Michael Bay was so blown away by this. He'd never seen a voice actor with that versatility, and completely fell in love with him. And hence we got Michael Bay. But the fact that he didn't go in saying, I should, he didn't have a chip on his shoulder about not being initially considered. He just let it happen, did his best, and made it happen.
Yeah, and it's incredible. And the story, we know the stories of his brother. I always loved that. I love the fact that he basically channeled his brother and what his brother was like, and that's what we got on the screen. And that's just, again, just a beautiful thing.
Do you know what I read today that I didn't know, and there's no reason why I should know? Up until his brother's death, he paid him a cut of his commissions for every Optimus Prime role.
Really?
Wow. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And, to John's point about him being humble, well, I don't think you get much more humble than that. And I mean, even his, and it's funny with that image that Andy just put on the screen, where, because we've seen the story a few times where Frank and, Peter were talking about when did they find out they were both dying in Transformers the movie. And it's like, well, when they read the script.
Yeah.
And then, he was genuinely gutted. He was just like, oh. It wasn't losing a paycheck. It was kind of like, oh, this is how I'm going. Okay, fine.
Do you know there's another part to that story as well, which I found out today, which was that, you know, when he was in Transformers Prime, and without wishing to give away any spoilers, but if you haven't watched Transformers Prime yet, in Transformers Prime, as became a regular thing, it was written that he would, in the third season, well, end of the second season into the start of the third season, that he would be killed off. Optimus Prime would be killed off. And the writers knew that he was going to come back, but they didn't tell him. I think they were saving it as a surprise, but he actually apparently got quite worried and quite upset because he didn't want a repeat of what happened with Transformers the movie, when so many kids genuinely got emotionally scarred for life by seeing their hero pass away on screen. And again, I'm sure the fact he still wanted to be Optimus Prime played a part in it, but the fact he was thinking about the fans and he was thinking about the kids, it speaks to the measure of the man, I think. Even after all these years, still caring about how something like that might affect him. And spoiler alert, he does come back for a time.
I think, but not once have we mentioned Ironhide.
No.
You know,
And he did a great job with Ironhide. He did a great job with all the characters he did. I think the only regret that I have, which will be a regret shared by many, many people, perhaps some of you who are sat here on this panel now, is COVID. Because were it not for COVID, we would have met Peter Cullen at TFN. And I know I've seen other people in their tribute videos say the same thing. I don't harbour any bitterness or anything toward anybody who got to meet him at Liverpool or Edinburgh that same year, before obviously the world went to crap. I'm glad people got that opportunity, and it's been really nice to hear their stories of their interactions with him. But yeah, what a moment it would have been to have had that chance. So I like being able to kind of live through other people's experiences of that and hear what a lovely guy he was. That's really nice as well.
that's the thing, isn't it? You know, it was set up. It was the first TFN Legends Pass was going to be Peter Cullen. You know,
What a way to start.
And it was cruelly taken from us for various reasons. And I think some of the stories that came out over the years afterwards was that, you know, perhaps he didn't want to travel, you know, because he was starting to, he was starting to age, and, you know, you don't want to, the long haul flights and stuff when you're in your late 70s, you know, yes, it is a job.
Whoa, stupid computer. Why does it do that? Sorry.
Did either of you guys punt for the Legends class when Cullen was
yes.
Yeah. I was going to say same here. Same here. He's not, I have to say, and this is no disrespect to TF Nation in any way, shape, or form. It's just not normally the sort of thing I would go for.
No, agreed.
Yeah, it's not the sort of thing. It's just not the sort of thing that interests me. And you know, I have fantastic opportunities for those that it does. But the fact that it was Peter Cullen was just like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going for this. This is once much like, you know, we've had with the concerts with Vince DiCola coming to the UK for the first time and so forth. This is a once in a lifetime effectively opportunity. So no, COVID, yeah, like you say, Andy, the world just went to absolute pieces, and sadly the opportunity didn't present itself. But yeah, a crying shame.
I think, you know, with the opportunities that we've had to meet Stan Bush and Vince DiCola, I think for me, meeting Peter Cullen would have been the cherry on the top kind of thing, or whichever way you want to say it. And, you know, sometimes fate conspires against you, and, you know, it just can't happen. But I think what's probably worse, and what makes those individuals so much luckier that we got to meet him in Liverpool and stuff, was the fact that it was there. You know, your fingertips are here and he's there, and you're there. But alas, but how many times over that weekend would he have just heard the words "thank you"? And I think, you know, the 66 people in the chat, the 4 of us, you know, thank you. I don't think you can say any more than that. Gentlemen, should we raise a toast?
Yeah,
For sure.
To Peter Cullen, the joy he brought, and I think in a nice, lovely way, the people that have got aching hearts shows how much his work touched them. So I think to Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
And I think, gentlemen, before we all become blubbering messes, why don't we move on to the rest of the news this week, which is going to obviously pale into insignificance, but let's give it a go.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Right. Yeah. We did say, Peter did say at the start, Peter did say at the start, we would try and stick to a lot of the stuff we normally do on the show so that we can, you know, bring a bit of distraction as well for people, and carry on, hopefully, a bit of a celebration, because everything in Transformers that we see, Peter Cullen helped build and helped to create this for us. So we will get on this week's news.
And Andy, I am sure, I can see he's in the chat, I'm sure Mick is massively appreciative of you leading with this story.
And I will tell you this now, Mick. This is, as you can see, festive Blockies Defender Optimus Prime on the screen. And I'm sure, in honor of Peter Cullen, that you will be just very respectful about this. I'm sure.
Mick.
Yeah, Mick. Pressure. Okay, so there... It doesn't seem like it now, but there was other news during the course of the week. So let's have a look at what it was. Here's the first thing. So TFW 2005 board's member Superion 6538 shared the first look at Blockies Transformers Christmas Advent Calendar 2026. A special pack with several previously released Defender Transformers, plus some new secret characters. There is a full... Oh my word, the list is huge. Do you want me to read the whole list? Do you want to just look at the pictures and you can figure it out?
Look at the pretty pictures.
It's a long... I'm just going to go. Okay, here we go. Optimus Primal, Beast Wars Megatron, Cheetor, Vortex Vehicle Defender, Blastoff, Ultra Magnus, Astro Train, Jetfire, Galvatron, Sunstreaker, Viewfinder, Optimus Prime Clear, Optimus Prime Trailer, Onslaught, Swindle, Hound Clear, Shockwave, Brawl, Shattered Glass Megatron, Optimus Prime, Rodimus Prime, both vehicle modes, Rodimus Secret, Metallic with Matrix and Effect, Grimlock, Super Secret, a Dino mode with apron and glasses, Bruticus Parts Secret, only parts, no figures, and Optimus Prime Super Secret in the Christmas deco that you can see upon the screen there on the right. And if you can't, or you're not sure, it's that. So, yeah. So we're getting a Christmas Blockies Defenders Advent Calendar again, and this is everything that you'll get in it if you decide to pick it up. Yeah.
Hold on there, Andy. Sorry. So the Optimus Prime Christmas Deco Super Secret, does that mean that the Optimus Prime Christmas Deco is not an Advent Calendar exclusive? It's still a chase within the Advent Calendar set, or am I misunderstanding?
Let me look back. It just says, well, this apparently is everything that you get. So you will get this. Well, that's what it suggests. That's what it suggests. We'll maybe hear more on that. But that's what the list suggests, because it just gives a list of everything that's in it, the full lineup. So I would imagine you'd put it in there.
Counting the doors, it looks like there's 24, of which you've got 2 slightly larger. Then 24th would be the big one with all the parts. So unless they're doing an advent calendar that goes to 25, maybe we
this
don't.
Is exactly. Well, yeah, maybe.
We'll
find out.
We'll
find out.
How to get everybody to buy the same figure again and give them a special coloured Optimus Prime.
Do you know what though? It would have been quite nice if they'd done all of these characters in a festival. You know, like Lego do and
Yeah.
other Funko Pops and stuff like that. You know. But
I like-
anyway,
They've got Grimlock cooking Christmas dinner by the looks of it.
exactly. That's why he's there in his pinny and apron.
I've
Right,
got
we
that
will
one.
move on to more blocky. No, one at a time. Computer. There we go. The reason I'm showing this is some photos from Defender version 8 Battle Stars. We saw some photos last week. These ones were then subsequently released by Blockies, via Kapow. And the reason was that one of Windblade in the background, they seem to be hinting at Volcanicus. So Blockies are going to do themselves a Volcanicus by the looks of it. That's certainly what the suggestion is in all of the chat rooms and forums. And we know how much Pete loves Dinobots. So
Yeah.
he'll be buying that.
I love them more when they don't combine. However, but that being said, we've got a few of the. Have we got a few? We've got the Grimlock and stuff of them.
If you've got a few of them
Yeah.
already, you're already ahead of the game if you use the same bits. Yeah. I found this interesting that they gave RC this big kind of Gatling gun type thing, which is an interesting choice for a weapon for her, but still quite cool. And Drift, who we did see in a photo of Sam's Formers last week.
These are the dinky ones, aren't they?
Yeah, the Defenders, aren't
Yeah. Oh yeah, these are the Defenders.
Defenders of the Earth.
Anyway,
they? I'm not old enough to remember that cartoon, Pete. Sorry.
was it before your after your time rather?
Ouch.
Anyway,
Shots fired.
here's some more Blockies Transformers Defender version 8 Battle Stars by Weibo user Mangang Bay. So just some more in-hand photos. So you compare them as well to the more G1. I suppose they're all G1, but you know what I mean. A trailer which turns into trousers that fit into the Galaxy version G1 Optimus Prime. Seems slightly strange because nobody can really say why. I think there might be a picture of it in amongst these. Dinobots.
Everybody walk the Dinobots.
Bit of gold bug. Shattered glass. A family of Tarns.
That's very cool. That's a very good picture.
And that's it. So no, I didn't have that picture. I'll have to look for that one. Right, we will move on to this. So perhaps aptly, Transformers Studio Series, Voyager, Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. So these were in-hand images. Notchub has been doing some of his photos that he does on Weibo. And this is a new Voyager mold. The photos will show him in both modes, and he's part of Studio Series Wave 22 Voyager together with Cyclonus. And I'm not going to criticize this in the slightest because it's Optimus Prime. And there shall be no criticism of Optimus Prime this week in any way,
Pass.
shape, or form.
We go to pass this week.
Just this week.
I've made a note.
But yeah,
Anybody
I mean-
picking this up?
not for me. I don't collect the movie bots really.
No.
No, like which one was Age of Extinction? Was that the
Fourth.
one? That was
Yeah.
the fourth one, wasn't it?
This is from when he was all beat up and they found him in a cinema of all places. And then because he'd gone to hide there, hadn't he? And apparently that was enough to get him away. And then Cade Yeager, everybody's favorite human character from Transformers, he found him and managed to fix him up by removing a missile from his grill or something, and that was enough. There you go.
You just need to skip through these pictures.
It does look like a beat up Optimus Prime. I mean, that's what he was going for, and it does look like that.
Do you know what? You're right.
To
Yes,
be fair,
absolutely.
and the movie stuff's not usually on my radar. Some of the paint detailing on that truck mode where it's sort of faded and battered and the looks quite smart, it looks quite well done. The only thing that lets that vehicle mode down for me is they've not painted the wheel rims, and it just the wheels end up looking really plasticky, and it's just
Yeah.
for all the other detail that's on there, it's just that one omission just kind of takes me out of it.
It's amazing what
doing that as a redeco with bright popping colors and everything tidied up and like reassuring it.
Maybe now. Here's some other positive news. So Stephen Baskerville, comic book artist, his credits include Transformers Generation 2, Regeneration 1, will be at TFN Swindon on the 21st of November at the Steam Museum. So if you are lucky enough to be going along to TFN Swindon, you will, I'm sure, get a chance to meet and speak to Stephen Baskerville, and I would imagine maybe see him do a panel. But I don't speak for TFN, so I'm just throwing it out there. So yeah. Then Sam's Formers has had the new Blockies Wheels CT03 Motormaster kit and taken some photos of it, and it does look very nice and very Motormastery.
Absolutely bloody lovely.
I mean, when I think about what Motormaster looks like as a truck, that's pretty much how I picture him. The king of the road, arguably. Yeah, so really nice photos from Sam.
Yeah.
And then you get to see how it opens up, and I'm pretty sure it comes with a little, wow, what's the little car that comes with G1 Motormaster? It's got a name, hasn't it?
Has it got a name?
I thought it did. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Bob. Let's call him Bob. There's Bob.
That suggests to me that you could make a combiner out of that trailer.
I would also concur with that suggestion.
Oh, I didn't do the voice.
What voice?
Yes, I think it is. As he pushes his glasses.
Yeah.
Sam,
Very
can you make a combiner out of it?
I believe you will be able to. I don't know. Probably, because they're giving us the other vehicles as well. It'd be nice if you can.
Andy, just to clarify, according to TF Wiki, the Motormaster vehicle is called, get this, Roller Car.
That's a great name. That's a great snappy name.
Yeah. It's almost as if it's a car that rolls.
Ludicrous suggestion, the way you got that from. Right. So these photos from Reddit user Andrew Prime 2512, and it's very nice to have the photos because they are some of the first in-hand photos we've had of Studio Series Energon Universe Optimus Prime, you know, Megatron gun arm, all that, which is a retool redeco of the Studio Series Commander class Optimus Prime. The only thing I will say is that the photos aren't necessarily, you know, let's just say they were taken by somebody I'm sure wouldn't classify themselves strictly as a cameraman, but has done fine. So let's have a look. It doesn't come with this trailer. The figure has been released in Canada through EB Games, and we've got several images of it here, including some comparison photos as well with Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime and some other figures. So is anybody picking this up? Or has anybody changed their mind about picking this up?
I was going to say, it kind of got done to death, though, didn't it? People were doing Blockies kits, and then there was, I know there was some third party or perhaps some of the fourth party Studio Series stuff. And for me, I think Hasbro may be just a bit late with this one.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not picking this up because I made my own with one of the KOs and then a kit for the Megatron arm. And it doesn't, I think this doesn't look a substantial improvement. But the one thing I think I'm noticing in this, it looks like they've modified the fusion cannon, which is really interesting because that was the big criticism people had of 86 Megatron. And that makes me think, hang on, if they're changing the cannon a bit, does that mean another 86 Megatron is on the way? Maybe it's just a picture, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You might be right. There's no mention of it in the notes that I've got.
Or can you slide this fusion cannon off and then put it on your 86 Megatron?
Well, I was just going to say, if it is modified and it does look more like what we all wanted it to look like, is that going to be enough for us to buy this figure? Maybe. And there he is with, well, that's not Studio Series Megs, but
no
Siege.
Why would You managed to get it early, but you haven't got Studio Series 86 Megatron.
Maybe they haven't got Megs. Not everybody does. Even though he was
Like
shelf
that.
warming for quite
Sling
a
it.
while in my Smiths. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
I
the
love the
Canon
internet.
art.
I love the internet. It's
Is that
great.
different? Or has he swapped them over? Oh, I'm not sure now. See there, the barrel doesn't look as long at the front, but on that one, that looks like he swapped the Siege one and given Megatron the other one. Ooh. Interesting. That's a good spot, John. That might be something. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks when we all buy this figure. Anyway, we then had some more sad news this week. I mean, there's been lots of sad news this week, but we lost the actor Tim Curry, who is known to many of us from our childhood, from films and TV and the Muppets. He was an incredible actor. He also was the voice of Dr. Morocco in Rescue Bots, so there's a Transformers link there, which means I can put it in here. So again, RIP to Mr. Tim Curry, who was just a legendary actor and wonderful. If you ever get a chance to watch some of the interviews with him, just great stuff. Yeah. So yeah, we'll cover that. I haven't put Dolly Parton in just because I couldn't find a Transformers link, but also another massive kick in the teeth there because she's another legend. It's been such a blooming damn week,
isn't it?
Seriously has been. So yeah, RIP to them as well. Absolute legends. Right, what else did we have? Oh, yeah. So this is Takara's Transformers Wild King Wave 2 Energy Master Spino Escudo and Undead Dragnus. So these are two new characters. Spino is, this must be the dragon one because that's definitely a dragon.
Could
Anyway,
you just repeat those two names, Andy, just for clarity?
Spino Escudo, who's not that one on the screen, and Undead Dragnus. So the one on the screen must be Undead Dragnus. There he is. That's what he looks like. That's a repaint, isn't it? I'm sure we've seen this toy, but in different colors previously. It does all of the kind of combining and everything else that the other toys have done. That is what you can do with them. It's just like the previous ones we've had. So, you know, you can have different combinations. Yeah, I think the Wild King stuff's been pretty popular, hasn't it? Haven't Toy Food managed to get some in, and they I'm sure they've sold it pretty quickly. So there's obviously a lot of interest in this.
It's an odd one because the really, you know, the big retailers that you would expect to buy the import stuff from the UK, you know, people like Kapow and ID, I've not seen them carry it. But like you say, Andy, for the comments I've heard anecdotally, admittedly, from Toy Foo is they sell through every time they've got them at TF Nation.
Yeah. So there's clearly a market now. As you said, I don't think I've seen them for sale anywhere over here, other than obviously through Toy Foo. Maybe somebody can correct me, and there is a one of the retailers who are selling them. But there's Spino, what's his face? I've forgotten his name now. But that's definitely a Spinosaurus. And I think, you know, at the end of the day, while it might not be for me or for you, the fact of the matter is there is a quite a cool combining gimmick that they've got there where you can mix and match stuff. So if you're into your dragons and your dinosaurs as well, I could definitely see why people would pick this up. It has a little bit of that mini Dino Force, is it called? The Samji metal cardboard type stuff. Has an element of that to it with the colors and the look. But again, might not be for you, and that's fine because not everything has to be for us. Sometimes it can be for other people too. But look, lots of combinations. I think it looks a lot of fun. And if you are after these, I believe planned for release in October, end of October of this year. There's something on here, I guess, if you order from Japan before August the 27th, which you can't now. but if you had, you would receive a Spino Unbreaker, which is a special color version of the Spino. What did I say his name was? Spino Escudo. So yeah, cool. I just look at these and think,
cool, I suppose, isn't it?
yeah.
He's got sworders in his ass.
Yeah, sword tail. Hasbro and Upper Deck announced a new licensing agreement, so Upper Deck will be producing trading cards and games related to Transformers and other Hasbro properties, including G.I. Joe, Power Rangers, Gem, and the Holograms and Mask. On the Transformers front, a special Transformers the Movie 40th Anniversary card set will be released on Transformers Day, September 17th, with a general Transformers 40 set later in the month. So, signed cards from Peter Cullen will be available packed in sets.
Jeez.
Now people are going to want these. Oh, people are going to want these now.
These are going to sell so well because trading cards are really, or these sort of cards, collectible cards are just on fire at the moment on all different franchises. They're just, prices are going mad for them on eBay and that sort of thing. So
yeah,
getting in on this.
And you throw in the signed Peter Cullen cards that will be, I'm guessing, not necessarily in every pack, but in some, I can see these being really popular. Be interesting to see who stocks them and where they're available from over here in the UK. But hopefully, if anybody wants to get these, they will be able to pick them up without too much trouble. We'd be remiss not to
move on, Andy.
Oh, go on.
Comments you didn't think you'd read in the Peter Cullen tribute episode is an upper decker is when you shit in the toilet system. Probably unrelated to the conversation, but just in case you wanted to know.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan. And thank you, Pete, for sharing that valuable knowledge with us. I think we can all say our lives have been enriched by that.
Unless you're using the toilet system that Dan's been using.
Yeah, don't go to Dan's house. Here is the Transformers the Movie 40th Anniversary Edition 4K UHD Steelbook. It's like, how much definition do you need on anything? Basically, it beams it straight into your eyeballs. So via the Headroom on Twitter, we have our first look at this. According to the information shared, the Sharp Studios, formerly known as Sharp Factory, November slate leaked. So I think this is due out in November by Barnes & Noble, will be officially unveiled Friday morning. So I don't know if this has been officially unveiled today, but that was the information. And that's the Steelbook artwork. Yeah. So
things they've released the film on 4K before, and I know they've released the film on 4K before because I've got it. And I'm very intrigued to know if this has got any different bonus features. I don't know if anybody's done a comparison list or if there is a comparison list, because that would be what sways me.
I would think this has to be the version with the extra footage that they're putting out in cinemas first, just because it's
I was going to say the same. You'd imagine that's what we'll get,
and maybe unveiling it on Friday. That's when they'll reveal that actually this is they'll list all the extras or whatever, maybe.
So we'll keep an eye out for that. Perhaps it's been unveiled today, and we've just missed it.
It is Friday.
What else? Oh, so then we had this. So from the Tokyo Toy Show, Takara's displayed. So there's the first look at Delta Magnus, which is a repaint of Studio Series Ultra Magnus, and these new Dinobot packs. So here we go. So what the Takara are doing is there will be two new dramatic capture series based around Dinobot Island. Dinobot Island Part 1 and Part 2. So we're assuming two different box sets. These are premium redecos of Studio Series Ratchet, Grimlock, Sludge, and Slag. It also includes swords and blast effects and is scheduled for release in February of next year. You can see it on the screen. The price for Part 1 works out at about $107 US, which people are assuming will be Ratchet and Grimlock. And the price for Part 2 is $124 US approximately. So people are obviously assuming that must be two of the more of the Dinobots, in this case Sludge and Slag. And somebody very, very rightly said, "Where the hell is Snow?" I agree with that statement, but there might be a reason. I don't know. But there you go, shiny, which means, Pete, you have to buy them all over again.
I know.
because they're shiny. So
But
they're
they do look better than the Hasbro ones. So, you know,
I
what you
mean,
do.
they are the Hasbro ones, but just with shiny paint. So you know, it's whether you like the look. There's Delta Magnus, who we are also getting. So Delta Magnus, Agent RC, and Power Drive. So it's obviously a Studio Series Ultra Magnus redeco. A Titan Master redeco or retool is what we're assuming. The little prototype RC up here is, see? But that's not been confirmed, at least not when this news broke, at least. And yeah, and Legacy Beachcomber in a red redeco. So yeah. Oh, Andy Gold. He's going to have to get this because it's another Beachcomber. He absolutely has to. You have to buy the whole set, Andy. You might have been doing that anyway. Yeah, so that's coming. That's scheduled for release again in February. No price as of yet. And then there was also, whoops, some of these. Oh God, I'm going to murder this again. Evangelion.
Well done.
Yeah, it's not Evangelion, but that's what gets me because it's Jinrai, not Ginrai. But this is Evangelion, not Evangelion. It just, God damn it! Decide what you want to do with your G's. Anyway, so you've got Transformers Evangelion. I did it again. Evangelion Prime Unit 01 with a hot rod inspired head, which is the one on screen at the moment.
It's literally got a little thing sit there with a camera and a red circle around it. Don't take pictures.
Oh yeah. Somebody pointed that out. No photography, and screw that. I'm taking some photos. I mean, it wasn't me.
Fork?
Just to be clear, I wasn't there. It does look like a tuning fork, a giant tuning fork weapon. Yeah. So that's the first color prototype of that one. We also got to see the new Legends Earthspark, Soundwave, and Cosmos, Earthspark Cosmos color samples. These are scheduled for release in January. Oh, look at him. Look at Cosmos. John, I think it was your video, was it? I think it was your video where you spoke to the gentleman who'd made his own 3D printed.
Yeah, Leo, poor chap. He spent, after Hasbro announced this wasn't coming out, he spent months working on the 3D printed version, which is amazing.
Oh yeah,
you've got little touches which this one won't have. Like it's got "Dare to be Stupid" written on the back because in the it was voiced by Weird Al. Yes, I feel sorry for him with that. But I think this looks great. I've pre-ordered it. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will. And the Soundwave, I think there'll be a lot of fans of that as well. And then there's just some last photos showing off the displays, the ones you weren't supposed to take photos of. A lot of the stuff we already knew about, obviously, and we know is coming or even out for some of us at least. And there you go. Oh, look, I forgot about that. Look, just for you, Steve. Whoa. That's how we zoom. There's your lad.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You're not buying it now, are you?
You know he is. And then let's end, the mainline news with this. So many of you, I'm sure, will have seen the Transformers Eternal War mobile game adverts and trailers that have been going around. They're really trying to hype this up. There's a suggestion they might be using AI created pictures and things to do that. The fact that they've got Drimlock, we all love him. Drimlock is Pete's favorite character. It doesn't help things, and does suggest perhaps somebody wasn't quite checking.
And his head's wrong.
Then you think, let's give them the benefit of the doubt, because at least they got, no, Optimus Prime. That's not, that's Ultra. Oh. Anyway, that game is coming. Whether any of us will want it is debatable, but I'm sure we all will, because let's be honest, it's Transformers.
It's also, at least we know, even if the art's AI, the story is all Simon Furman. He's been doing masses of work on this. So
yes, that is true. So it's worth getting because Simon Furman knows what he's doing. And there was one other picture, which I think in all of the Peter Cullen stuff we were doing, I forgot to download, but I will just tell people that there have been photos leaked of a Studio Series 86 Devastator, a knockoff version that is in progress, and there's a grey model. Well, it's mostly grey with bits of green on it. So it looks like there may be knockoff Studio Series 86 Constructicons coming for those who haven't got the Constructicons and want to get them. That's the mainline news. Shall we do a bit of third party, because we are contractually obligated to?
I think that is the right thing to do, Andy.
Battle tank!
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe-to-toe with Combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fun phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can mad out more for use mega force, but Combat Optimus is still standing.
Right. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so we have seen DJS Toys Ultra Magnus, which Pete has himself, and it looks amazing. And this is apparently their upcoming Grimlock. So you're going to buy it, Pete, and I think we all know you are. But how do you actually feel about this, looking at it?
So what I would like to see is the alt mode. I judge my Grimlocks by the alt mode.
Whoa. Too much
Not
zoom.
his
There we go.
crotch.
You liar. I think it
big
looked
one.
cool. It just...
Yeah, the head looks quite good.
And it's stylized, isn't it? It's stylized
Very.
Grimlock, our favorite Dinobot. You missed that one. I'm going to call him Drimlock forever now. Just
No,
annoy
no,
you.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, the gods have
And
spoken, and that's what
because-
it's got to be.
Because we are having an inclusive week, everyone can use the word Grimlock, and we'll get it all out of our system this week, and then next week we don't.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here is QQT Studio upgrade kit for Hasbro's Power of the Primes Predaking. These photos came via KK Buranga Car Model Store on AliExpress. So it's an upgrade kit for your Predacons and your Predaking. If you have, well, you might have picked it up years ago like I did. You might have picked it up just recently from the re-release. I mean, it looks all right.
It
If you
reminds
like
me
the
of... sorry, Pete. It reminds me
No,
of
go on, go on.
Call of the Primitives.
Exactly, which is, I believe, what it is supposed to be trying to evoke.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So instead of going out and shelling out whatever it is, 300 odd pound on the Adamus Machina version from Takara, you could spend whatever this costs. I haven't actually looked on it. Shall I click? I've got a link. Let's see if it works.
So, interestingly, if you really love the upgrade kit and you haven't got Predaking, I know somebody that's selling you a Predaking. So, if you want the upgrade kit, but you don't
Don't
have
be
Predaking,
that guy.
let me know.
This apparently on AliExpress currently is £61.79 for the upgrade kit, which comes with all of the bits and pieces that you can see there, including, can you all spot it? What's it got? A little mini Skylinks.
Skylinks.
Maybe that was just me. Maybe yeah. All right, that's on me. I should have made it clearer. Yeah, so it comes with a little mini Skylinks as well. Right, okay. So this next one, there's an element of controversy to, I guess, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So, Dr. Wu, calling Dr. Wu. They have done Gangsters and Rambo, which are micro scales. Well, it's listed as micro scale Scourge and G2 Sideswipe. And you might think, well, what's controversial about that? And the controversy revolves around the one we see on the screen at the moment. There it is, nice Scourgy head. But there is a suggestion that a design was used. Oh, God. Was it Ed or Ben who designed the Seekers from the abandoned movie script that TFN showed off? And there is a suggestion that Dr. Wu have basically used that design. There we go. I don't know how these things work. I honestly don't. And I know it's a very murky grey area. Thank you, Ed. Thank you for confirming. But like, I do feel like the designer, in this case Ed, should be at least credited, if not getting something for it. But maybe I'm too naive. Maybe I don't understand how this whole third-party business works. But yeah, that's
Shows
how
how
I
good
feel
the
anyway.
design is, doesn't it?
It does, and how good the original artwork must be, or was rather. So yeah, does he just turn his head around, or is it an extra head? I'm not sure. I don't know if the photos show us, but yeah. So you can pick this up, but if you see Ed Pirrie on your travels, be sure to thank him for his wonderful work. There's
drink.
Rambo. Yeah, buy him a drink. Why not?
dinner.
Or a transformer, or
Or
dinner,
dinner.
or a car. Pay for his hotel, whatever. Just make him appreciated. Here's Rambo, which is G2 Sideswipe. And we've talked many times before about how good these Doctor Who figures are, and we have a resident expert in Pete.
Awesome. Bloody love them.
And they do look very nice. I'm guessing the name Rambo is because of, isn't there a panel in the G2 comic where he's literally laden with bullets and guns, and they've gone with Rambo because of that. I think
So,
that's the tenuous link.
interestingly, just connected but completely different. I stumbled across it on YouTube that someone's done an AI edit between Donald Trump releasing Rambo from from his camp to go and sort out what's going on in Iran, and it was very funny. It was very funny. I think it's what AI is niche.
In case anybody's wondering, I'm not laughing so much, even though what Pete's saying is quite funny. It's because me and Pete both know that YouTube doesn't like people mentioning a certain US president, and that sometimes when we mention that name, we literally get our videos taken down. I'm sure that won't happen this time. I'm sure it will be fine.
Moving on.
Anyway. And then there's this. So this is New Age. This is photos of Hitcher and the color variants that come of it. Now, Hitcher is New Age's version of G1 Breakdown. So if my memory serves me, we've got the kind of, I guess, cartoon deco. There's a toy deco, and there's G2 deco, I think. I might be giving it too much credit, but yeah, I believe this is the prototype of the normal,
Yes.
I guess, version. There it is.
That's
That's
the tune. That's the tune.
Looks very nice.
Toy one.
Anybody collect these Legends figures? John, have you got any Legends figures yet in your collection?
I've got two. I got a 6-shot at TFN.
Yes, you did. Yeah. How was that? How do you feel about that one?
Really nice. I haven't had a chance to mess with it much yet. I really want, maybe this weekend I'll get a chance to try the different modes. But having like a 6 changer in that small is pretty cool, I thought. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, the engineering is incredible. This is when they sell it to you. It's the photos they do like this. Although why Dragstrip is doing that motion behind breakdowns, it's just rude, just not necessary. And of course they've caught Perceptor, who we saw last week. And if you like that, you're gonna love the toy deco version, which now comes in a more off-white color. There we go.
It does look really good.
Toy-inspired head.
Just complete the Magic Square ones.
Now you need the New Age. Then you'll get the blockies. Anyway, Breakdown is my favorite of the Stunticons because it was the first ever Stunticon I ever held and played with at primary school at the time. So he's always been my favorite simply for that reason. I could see myself picking this up maybe. Just because it's Breakdown.
Slope.
I'm not, no, but you see, I'm not bothered about the rest. Genuinely,
Yeah,
I'm just like,
You can't. No, there are rules, Andy. There are rules in Transformers collecting. You cannot buy a single limb of a combiner. That's just not.
It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. Anyway, here's the G2 version.
Guzzy with a new word. Sorry, guys. Jizz plastic.
Yeah, it does have that kind of CJ face style plastic, doesn't it? Crotch thrust, mild crotch thrust, but it is there. They just all look good. And if you want all the flavors, you're going to get them. I think the head sculpt on this one's really nice. But I've got the Hasbro one. I don't feel as much of a desire to get this.
It's not like New Age to do it. Normally they leave it a little bit. So you bought the Toon one before they go, oh, here's the toy one, just in case you want that.
Yeah.
But they're doing it all in one go. So well played. Well played, New Age.
Making their money. Anyway, here is Dr. Wu's next installment, which is Ratchet and Gears. They've called Ambulance and Toolbox. Anyway, Ambulance is 5.5 centimeters, Toolbox only 4.5. But a handsome pair they do make.
No.
Confirmation from Peter. Thank God he's here. They are little. And then they're also doing Sunstreaker and Swerve, or as they call them, Flying Legs and Distrace. All right then.
Is that a bad translation of distress, or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird name. I mean, I think surely we need to deal with Flying Legs first.
It's either distress or disgrace, one of the two.
I thought it was maybe disgrace. And they're suggesting Swerve's a disgrace, which, if you've read IDW. 5.2 centimeters then for Sunstreaker / Flying Legs. And then 4.5 for Swerve / Distrace.
Oh, Paul's in on it.
Paul, you have to now change your username to Flying Legs. That is the rules of the game that I just made up that you have not volunteered to play, but I'm going to say you have to. Did we have any more third-party news? He asks himself. Let's just check. No, that's it. That's all the news. We're through the news.
Where can you get these? Well, if only we had a friend of the show that was a trader at all our favourite conventions and had an online store.
You realise that in the time it took you to say that, people have already started saying Primetime Toys.
No, I beat Guzzy. I beat Guzzy.
You were still talking when he put his comment. Primetime
Whatever.
Toys, Sunstreaker Titan, /Paul. That's where you will be able to get these. So keep an eye on their website. I'm sure there's other places as well, but the only one I actually know of is Primetime Toys. So, it's not even just me helping a friend. Anyway, that was all the news. What's next, Pete?
So there, we were talking about future pickups. Now we're going to talk about present pickups. It's like we rehearsed that. Bloody do it.
We now return to the Transformers.
Who would like to go first this week to discuss the pickups, Transformer related or other, they have had?
I'll go first, just to take the pressure off my other fellow panelists. There's not much, but I will show you what I've got. I'm sure other people will have far more. First of all, thanks to the lovely Nick at Toy Food. Sorry, I should have got these out before we started. Hashtag name of your sector. I was chatting with Andy Brown about Overlord, and he put me in contact, or rather suggested I have a chat with Nick, and I have 2 more of the accessories for my Overlord that Nick's very kindly sent me. Nick, if you're in the live chat, and I'm not sure if you are, can you let me know how much I owe you for these, please? They have arrived and arrived safely, so thank you very much. As always, a very reasonable Toy Food price. Thank God for Toy Food, because they don't rip people off. Not that I'm saying other sellers do, but eBay. So thank you, Nick. Much appreciate that.
Nick just said, if you give me 200 quid, we'll call it quits.
What, you, Pete?
Yeah, it's very generous of him.
Oh, that's interesting. I can actually see the comments now, Pete. Anyway,
What else did you get?
moving on. I got a letter in the post. I thought that's a bit strange. Feels like a birthday card or something, but it's way past my birthday. And it turned out to be from a very lovely gentleman who goes by the name SkywarpSCS. We call him Steve. And he's sent me, get these up to the camera, a set of lovely, shiny G1 Slapdash decals, stickers, whatever we call it. The Toy Hacks ones, which is so very kind of you, Steve, because you didn't have to do that, but it's much appreciated. I haven't had a chance yet to sticker him up because I'm also terrified of messing it up when I'm putting the stickers on like a child. But it is on my to-do list, along with putting Overlord in the base mode, which I still haven't actually done yet. And then the last thing I've got this week, me and the family went for a drive out to a shop that the kids love called Superpower Toys and Collectibles, which is in Bishop Auckland up here in the northeast. I highly recommend it if you're a fan, particularly of wrestling, like every wrestling figure you can imagine. Import stuff, rarities, signed stuff, amazing. But they also have other collectibles, including my personal favorite, as you all know, Funko Pops. Now, I have mentioned previously that I am not the world's biggest fan of Funko Pops. They annoy me and I find them pointless. However, every now and again you see one and you think, even I have to admit that looks cool. So if you don't mind, if I just make myself big for a second, my lovely family, I mean, they said to cheer me up after the Peter Cullen news, but I think the Peter Cullen news broke later, so I think they just bought it for me. It is a purple special edition Skeletor. And I don't know why, but I'm just loving, you know that you've all seen the purple Megatron and Six Gun repaint that we're getting that I have on pre-order. I just think they look amazing. This is fantastic. There was also a He-Man as well, but it was like green, and I didn't like that as much. So they bought me this as a surprise. I didn't know they'd bought it. They revealed it to me when we got home. So yeah, there's the, for those who want to see, there's the.
Oh yeah, the Skeletor's much better than the He-Man, isn't it?
Miles better, as always. But yeah, apparently it's a special edition one, limited edition, and it's lovely, and it's Skeletor, and god damn it, you can't go wrong with a slightly strange purple repaint of Skeletor. So possibly the one and only Funko Pop I'll ever own, unless they do double dealer. Thank you very much to the family for that. And that's me done. I'll just take. Oh god, what have I pressed? No, pressed the wrong thing. That's all right. I'm out. Thank you,
John. What did you get? We're going to say this week, but you haven't been on the show before, so basically you could do the last 6 months.
Yeah, that's it. You could lie to us.
Well, it's not a lie, but it is sort of going to be from the previous week. I've got quite a lot, but I'm going to speed through it. So I did something kind of mad, which is I went on holiday straight after TFN. So I went from TFN, flew to Las Vegas for the 60th anniversary Star Trek convention. And then after that was done, I flew to Los Angeles for the big Disney D23 convention. So I did 3 weekends of conventions in a row with a break in between. Imagine how you feel after TFN, and then imagine that twice plus jet lag. So it was a wonderful adventure. But in the process of all that, I did manage to pick up some great stuff. So, which is kind of adjacent to everybody's interest. Some Transformers, some not. So from the Star Trek convention, I got this little Borg guy. I think he's kind of cool.
Let's make John big.
Oh yeah,
I love the Borg.
I love the Borg. And then speaking of, unfortunately, kind of on topic for today, meeting your idols while we still can. I was very lucky enough to meet the good man William Shatner. So. I got this nice.
Oh wow!
And he's one where I very much, 95. You very much think, when am I ever going to get the chance to see him again? And then then I flew to LA, and from Disney I got this guy, which is a Star Wars BD droid, made famous in the Fallen Order games, and now I think he's appeared in the shows and things, and they have him wandering around the parks, and he's just really cute and funny, and of course, like all these Disney things I get from the USA, he's also a popcorn bucket. But yeah, I just thought he's just a really cute little robot, so I thought I'd get that. And then on the Transformers side, in Walmart, they had a load of Swapticons. So I got, and they were $3.50 for a pack. And then when I went to Singapore, I paid like £12 for these. So they were super cheap. So I just got a load of these.
Cool.
And then I also found this guy, Fangry. He's lovely. I really like the color. He's quite solid. Apparently, the one in the 4-pack has wobbly legs, but this one seems pretty. But this
the knees on the 4-pack one were renowned for being wibbly as hell.
Yeah.
Mine was like that. He kept falling over to the point that it annoyed me so much because he'd fall over and knock over other figures on the display shelf just by me walking in the room, and I ended up selling it on.
Yeah, no, this
I did make the buyer aware, by the way. I did say he's got wobbly knees, but the person didn't care.
Seem to fix that with this one because he's great. I almost got Joyride as well because they had the whole wave there, but I just didn't have any space in my case. It was my last day. I was on the way to the airport. I saw Joyride. I held him in my hands. He looks beautiful, but I just thought I don't think I'm going to have the space for it. But as soon as I got to the airport, I thought I wish I'd made space. And then when I arrived back, waiting on my doorstep for me when I got home was this gorgeous pack.
Gem!
It's been a good time.
Excellent pickups.
Perfecto.
Yes, Paul,
Stephen.
that's correct. I've seen that he's uploaded that video. The lovely Gav.
The lovely Gav. Steve.
Sorry.
A very modest week at Chateau Skywarp, to be fair. So just post TFN, I ordered some repro labels. I ordered a few here and there.
Oh, you.
Hi. So I ordered a few. So I'm not adverse to buying G1 figures. I can't find it quite therapeutic for buying G1 figures, giving them a good clean up, and if I can get some fresh sticker sheets, then I'll absolutely re-sticker them up. So we've got labels for Crosshairs. He was a TFN pickup. Labels for Target Master Sure Shot. He was another TF pickup. And labels for Quick Switch, 6-changer Quick Switch. Quick Switch was a freebie, to be fair, from Toy Fu. I made a charitable cash donation and received a toy in return. So looking forward to cleaning him up and getting that one squared away. But yeah, the stickers they take a couple of weeks to come through because obviously they come through from the States. So they were literally ordered a few days after TFN and they turned up. The one thing I did get I was quite pleased with was I managed to snag from Evil Bay a complete G1 Catilla.
Hey.
And the best thing about my complete G1 Catilla is he is complete. He's got his tail, he's got his rifle, I want to call it battle mask. I don't know if that's the right word for it, and the little robot as well. But I scored that posted for the princely sum of £35. £35 for
very
a
reasonable
G1 Catilla. So really, really happy. But sadly, this week I've missed out on a Carnivac. I was pipped to it by somebody sniping in the bids. So sadly, yeah, we haven't got a Carnivac to go with them. But the other guys, Snarler, Carnivac, Chainclaw, have now bumped themselves significantly up the wants list to pair off with him. But yeah, just some sticker sheets to sit and do a bit of restoration when I get some quiet time. And the Catilla, that's pickups for me this week.
I think it's wonderful that you recognise the work of Toy Fu, who, in exchange for charitable contributions, give you a free toy as a thank you. I just think that's a wonderful work by them, by Nick and all the guys. It's fantastic.
I will go very quickly with this week's purchases. So
I'm just going to. Oh, you've done it yourself.
Oh,
I was going to make you big, but
years of practice, Andy. So Magic Square, I got Scattershot and Afterburner. So I'm going to put together Computron this weekend. Really excited.
oh, I feel like somebody should do a video on that.
It's true. Now I've got super duper spangly Wi-Fi. I am definitely going to do a video on that bad boy. So a Scattershot came today after burn. It was not No one asked. They came this week. That's all you need to know. Also, Onslaught,
Slot.
which
Nice.
I'm really looking forward to having a play with. Obviously, Swindle's not going to be for another 18 years, but in the meantime, because I'm loving the fact of the combiners, because the individual bots can inhabit the shelf for a little bit, and then you can combine them, and then you get the shelf space back. I love it. It's literally like DIY SOS Space Savers, but with Transformers. Problem is, I'm running out of room to put combiners, but we'll get there. Don't you worry, I've got a plan. I've always got a plan. But last but not least, a present from a very dear friend like Andy was I received a letter in the post, and I received some decals, some stickers from Steve as well. And these are for G1 Slugslinger, which was very kindly gifted to me by Bumble Jumper Ed in the chat, who is a wonderful, wonderful human being. And Steve's a wonderful human being as well for giving me these. Now, all I've got to do is get around to sending it to Paul so we can do some peroxide bleaching. And we'll have a very, very pretty looking G1 Slugslinger. But that's a job for
Nice. We know so many lovely people.
Too many lovely people.
I mean, I wouldn't say too many. Do we want more idiots?
We have to balance them. But then you really appreciate the lovely people.
We tend to get rid of them. Anyway.
So yeah, that was pickups. That was pickups this week. What should we do next?
Is it time for some foreplay, Pete?
Go on in, you tease. That one.
Lynn, these are sex people.
What do you mean?
They're sex swappers. Lynn, this is DEFCON 1. Look. Look. Don't make the same noise as them. Don't think you want to join in.
So this week's foreplay
Sorry, it's fine. Carry on. Just realised I forgot to pick something up for this. It's fine. It's all good.
Right, I'll go really slow.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This week's foreplay in honour of Peter Cullen is our favourite Optimus Prime. Now, Peter Cullen obviously voiced a couple of Optimuses, whether that was in the Bayverse or G1 or Prime, but we thought we'd expand it a little bit because, let's be honest, Peter Cullen set the framework, laid the foundation for voice actors afterwards to voice Optimus Prime. So this week, our favourite Optimus Prime from our favourite series or whatever version we want. Who would like to kick us off?
I'll kick us off tentatively. So, at the risk of being caricature myself, I am going to go with Marvel Comics Optimus Prime as my favourite. And the reason I tend to gravitate towards that one is because he was so consistently written. I think when you look at sort of some of the other, and certainly in relation to the G1 cartoon, I mean, there was a whole team of writers on the G1 cartoon giving Cullen material to work with. And I've always thought there's quite a difference in the way that G1 cartoon Optimus was portrayed in comparison to 1986 movie Optimus, if you're with me. But Budiansky and Furman very, very consistently wrote G1 Optimus. Obviously, Furman was having to watch what Budiansky was doing in some of those early stories, and you saw some of the stories such as, Crisis of Command, other stories where Prime has really kind of questioned his leadership style. You look at the early Budiansky stuff where, he was writing Prime effectively as a head. Prime was a captive of Shockwave, and he was just a head on a table, and that's so iconic from the comics that it even got reused and referenced in the recent Comic 86 Shockwave toy. You got the little Optimus Prime head on the table, and then you sort of fast forward that to much later in the series when Optimus Prime was relaunched, Power Master Optimus Prime was relaunched, and Furman again interwove the whole thing with Haikyuu, and Haikyuu's personality getting, Haikyuu absorbing Optimus Prime's personality for the death of Optimus Prime and resurrecting him later on the Action Master. You've got the storyline where, you know, Optimus Prime's fundamentally grieving for Scorponok much later in the series. Spoilers for anybody that has not read the 40-year-old comic book that I'm talking about. And as we alluded to earlier, I think it's really, really difficult to read any of those comics, and even the modern day comics, without Optimus Prime sounding like Peter Cullen in your head. I defy anybody to do that. But for me, it's just the sheer consistency with which Prime was written between Budiansky and Furman, which elevates it above some of the other ones we've seen. A close run second, not wishing to tread on anybody's toes and may have picked it, is Transformers Prime, the 2012 one. Andy, I know you were talking about the Beast Hunters movie earlier. That's a close run second for me, but no, Marvel UK, Marvel Comics, Optimus Prime.
Can I?
I'll go next.
I was going to say, can I jump in? Simply because. Sorry to interrupt you, Pete. Simply because Steve picked the two I was picking. So, which again is not a bad thing because we're allowed to choose the same ones. We all grew up. Well, most of it. I know, John, you're a lot younger, but we all grew up in similar kind of eras. The G1 Optimus Prime. In particular, I mean, I loved him throughout the comics, but the G1 Power Master Optimus Prime, because Power Master Optimus Prime was my Optimus Prime. You know, it just the writing, as Steve put it far more eloquently than I can. It just resonated with me all the time, and I liked the fact. I know some people didn't. I know there's some people who don't like the idea of Optimus Prime as fallible and like having doubts about himself and things like that. But to me, it just made him more relatable. It made him more, dare I say, human. And I like that stuff.
I think, Andy, sorry, I think one of the really key things about comic book Optimus Prime is if you haven't got any images I can share on this device I'm using, if you go back to the very first issue of the Marvel series, and you look at we all know the story, the Autobots escape Cybertron, they go in the Ark, the Decepticons board them, they crash down on Earth 4 million years later. There's a real subtle difference between the way the cartoon handled it and the way the comic handled it. In the cartoon, they were boarded and they crash landed on Earth. In the comic book, they were boarded and Optimus Prime looks around and says, I've got an opportunity here to wipe the Decepticons out. I'm going to suicide mission this spaceship into the nearest planet, wipe everybody out. I'm going to wipe my own troops out, but I'm going to take the Decepticons with me. And obviously that didn't pan out. That didn't pan out because, as we know, they got resurrected. And I've always thought that weighed on comic book Optimus Prime, the fact that he was effectively responsible for bringing the Decepticons to Earth.
Yeah, maybe. Because I think even later on, they retroactively kind of said he deliberately had planned this, and he was going to sacrifice himself and his troops to rid the universe of the Decepticon threat. And as you say, it didn't work out. So maybe that was part of it. But I just... Obviously, we're always biased because we grew up with it. So you're always going to love that first Optimus. But I will, again, sorry for sound like a bit of an echo chamber here, but Transformers Prime, Optimus Prime was... He was just... I know some people found him dour because they kind of removed the humor element that the G1 Prime had, where he could make a joke from time to time. But he was proper Space Dad. Or if you want, Space Granddad. You know, without the jokes, just wise and caring, and primes don't party and all that. And I loved that version of him. And yes, the end of Predacons Rising, for those who've watched that TV movie that they did to finish off Transformers Prime. Even now, just thinking about it, I can feel myself getting a bit emotional, especially today. And yeah, I just thought it was really beautifully done. And I would point out, it was Peter Cullen. It was, he again brought Prime to life for so many people. So yeah. Anyway, sorry for interrupting.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. Both of you have great choices. I'll go next, and I'll go very quickly. Obviously, it's going to be animated for me. Not that there is anything wrong with G1 Prime or anything like that. Like we kicked off this segment and we kicked off the show. He laid the foundation, and we know what Peter Cullen, did in terms of setting a blueprint for every Prime since. And I think we've heard voice actor interviews where you go, right, we're going to try and be different to Peter Cullen, and people come back to Peter Cullen because there's nothing wrong with those voice actors, but they come back. But with animated Prime, it was a different take on him. I'll just make myself big. It was a different take on him. He wasn't the leader from the beginning. He didn't have this mantle of responsibility, placed upon his shoulders from the first minute of episode 1 of the series. But I think with animated, he went on a journey, and you went on that journey with him. He looked after 3 Autobots that were in his team. He wasn't the chosen one. He wasn't the Matrix holder. He was just ideas above his station, Optimus Prime. But you come to watch him grow, and he became the Optimus Prime character that we were all familiar with in terms of his human side, if he can have one. But
it's interesting you say that, because I again found out recently that apparently there was a point where they were planning to have Peter Cullen in Transformers Animated, but as a human character who would help Optimus Prime to learn to be the leader he was going to become. And unfortunately, it didn't come to fruition. But it's such a shame in a way, because I think Animated is such an incredible TV series, and I think it's a really good choice for an incarnation of Optimus Prime. But yeah, it would have been nice just to have had that little link.
What year
tied together?
Was it 2 years ago David Kay came to TFN?
Yeah, I think it was, wasn't it?
I think I'm watching his panel, and I'm pretty sure I didn't dream it, that he said that he'd covered some of Peter's lines before and stuff, and that he tried to take kind of Peter's voice, not mimic it, but embody some of the tone, into his version, whilst making it David Kay's version.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exceptional. John.
So I'm going with G1 Prime, but I'm going with the toy version. And because I think this toy is just amazing. The design is so iconic. The transformation is so intuitive. Possibly of any other Transformer, it's one that like adults could fumble around and figure out in a couple of minutes. Kids would be able to do super quickly. And then it came with all the accessories, like the whole play set that you could fit other Autobots inside. It came with roller. It was just like an incredible toy before they've even started the mythology. And for me, it was one of the first Transformers I had, where my grandma used to buy me Transformers. So I'd had Frenzy and Laserbeak were my first ones, and then for my birthday I got Soundwave. And then for Christmas, I really wanted Optimus Prime. But I remember seeing in the toy shop, we went to the Gamley's toy shop in Sutton and seeing all the huge range of Transformers, all these amazing boxes. And in the middle was this enormous box, which I think they must have shrunk the boxes. It can't have been that I was just really small. But this box with this truck in. And that was Optimus Prime. And that's what I wanted for Christmas. And I kind of knew at that point that Father Christmas was sort of like a sort of an Amazon person, where my my parents would send a request in, and I had visions of him like queuing up in Argos to get these things and saying, "Have you got an Optimus Prime?" whatever. So I knew it wasn't coming from the elves, and I was aware that things could sell out. And just before Christmas, I remember going to a toy shop and seeing there were no Optimus Primes on the shelf. Everything else, so I thought, I'm not getting this, as much as you could comprehend at a very young age. And then unfortunately in December, a few weeks before Christmas, my grandma passed away. And it was like the worst event in our family. And then Christmas morning arrived, and I unwrapped this box, and of course it was my G1 Optimus Prime. And and my parents were very much, they did the best to, despite the sadness, make sure the kids have a really good Christmas. And having this Optimus Prime, not only was it a fantastic toy, but it was also the fact that it was a Transformer I got. I didn't get it from my grandma, but she was very much present in my memory at the time. It meant that it kind of was a sign saying things were going to be okay. Do you know what I mean? And so ever since then, I've always loved the G1 Prime toy.
That's a great story.
It is.
We've all got people, I think, from our childhood though who helped us like that, and who would get us those toys. So you have those links back to it that just makes those things mean more to you. So yeah, really nice.
So many of them are grandparents, aren't they?
Yeah. Although I have to say,
your mum and dad get wrapped up in the day-to-day kind of thing, but it's like your grand or granddad just like get to take you to Woolworths on a weekend and buy your toys. It's just like amazing.
I am giggling at the comment from Chronicles of Cliff Jumper. If you've not clocked it, that's brilliant.
Hang on, Chronicles of Cliff Jumper. You're from around Liverpool way, aren't you? So that's pretty standard, surely.
Yeah.
I was just another Tuesday, wasn't it?
I was just going to say. It's interesting. I sadly, I only had one living grandparent by the time I came along to this world, and she was wonderful, but then she passed away, and so yeah, I don't have as many of those memories with grandparents, but like parents, even to this day now, my mum. Not so much my dad because he's not involved in it, but my mum buys me a Transformer now every birthday and every Christmas, just like she did when I was a kid. And I can't tell if she likes that or she doesn't like that. I think she does in a way, because it's that link back to when we were kids. But yeah,
why won't he grow up?
Yeah. No, that's what the wife says.
Is she treading a fine line between disgust and bemusement? Is that kind of where she?
Like all women are. Anyway.
Right. Shall we do some social corner and then a quiz? Do you know what? We could do with a laugh, can we? Let's do this. Let's do this one.
30秒か。まだまだ弱い。
If that turns out to be highly offensive,
we didn't know, and it's and it's plausible deniability because we're just placing on record again.
There may be somebody who is watching this who can speak Japanese and could tell us what that means. If there is, please put it in the comments. Let us know what's actually being said, and don't wind us up by saying it's something awful. Just tell us the truth. I'm sure it's fine. But you know,
yeah, I mean, Paul would never put anything.
No, it's not like Paul to do anything deliberately offensive. Anyway,
not
here we go
in the slightest. First up, social corner. Fly with, I'm pretty sure that's air raid, but awesome aerobot. I don't think we've shown any aerobots on social corner. I don't remember. Because usually they're the most boring of the combiners. However,
Whoa. Don't you forget the protector bots, son.
Whoa.
I'm joking.
We will not have any dissing of the protector bots while I'm guesting on this stream. Thank you very much, Mr. Wright. That is fighting talk, Randy.
You're not joking.
Sorry, hashtag not sorry. Anyway, right, go on.
Araby, apologies if I've pronounced your username incorrectly. I feel like it's Araby, but if it isn't, I apologise. With Skids, a very different take on Skids, actually, and I really like it.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Blockies, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. There's obviously been a lot of art and appreciation. Oh, we got breaking news.
Sorry. Just David Cousins, the lovely David Cousins, another talented artist who's watching live, has put it out that Mada Mada is Japanese for not good enough, which seems very appropriate for our show. But he's not sure about the rest. Sorry.
I thought it was murder.
No, it's definitely Mada Mada.
Oh.
But I don't think it's literally murder. Or maybe it is.
People get madder and madder watching us.
Hey.
Lots of stuff on the socials, whether it's shared artwork or people's own designed artwork. Obviously, since yesterday with Peter Cullen and stuff, but this was quite nice, and it, you know how an individual can be so entwined with their character, and some people try and get away from it. You know, some people get to a point where they play a character and they don't want to be typecast. You know, Daniel Radcliffe, you know, for a start, you know, tried to break away from it. You know, the Friends cast, etc. But Peter Cullen always used to embrace it, and I think this picture by Hupper embodies it really well, I think.
Yes,
and
great piece of art.
I like you guys, and like everybody watching probably, the saying strong enough to be gentle is something that's been said and read a lot over the last couple of days. Jim Stafford with a gorgeous, it's like a Missing Link Prime on steroids. This is the version of Missing Link Prime I want.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Marvelous with Rumble. Yes, Rumble is not up for conversation. I'm not tolerating any nonsense. It's Rumble. That's the end of it.
It is Rumble.
Cheeky little tongue. This got me when I saw it and I downloaded it. I'm not ashamed to admit this. I had a tear in my eye. I thought this was lovely by Ming Young, and I think probably fair to say his two most famous characters. Not most loved, just probably most famous, with him helping Eeyore build a little. Then it's just lovely, and I'm not going to start again. Plastic Crack. Awesome.
I love the fact that when you hear the stories about Peter and that he did argue against some of the things that they wanted him to say as Optimus Prime in the movies. Because the first film, I thought he hit the balance pretty much perfectly, the live action one. And then, obviously, as it went on, he was asked to kind of say things that seemed less like what the Optimus Prime we remember. So it's nice to hear that Cullen did actually kind of pull them up on some of the things they wanted him to say. And that's great. That's a great photo as well, by the way. Plastic Crack. Absolutely great photo.
It's almost like you have the studio and then the original writers, and then Peter Cullen becomes, Prime, working with those writers, and they bring new writers in, and he almost has to go, whoa, son. I'm Optimus Prime, and this is what he'd say.
Yeah.
Ryan with Cyberworld, Megatron. Sandy So their post was learning how to draw Transformers. I'm like, well, I think you've nailed it, to be fair. It's pretty cool. There's the image. There's what you've drawn. I think that's an A star. There's Soundwave. And here's Shockwave. A very, very talented individual. Very, very talented individual. Syncross with everybody's favourite psychotic member of the DJD. Tarn, exceptional. The detail on the fingers and the underneath the crack on the mask. Yeah, lovely. Gorgeous. And that was Social Corner this week.
Lovely jubbly. Do you know what I've realised?
Go on.
We never even got back to turning the music on that we normally have in the background.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that. And just then I was thinking, oh, it'd just be nice to some of that music they used to use for was it Tony Hart?
Yeah.
It is a bit like on, in soap operas though, when characters died, they would have no music over the end.
Yeah, over the end credits. That is true. That is very true. Right.
Quiz time. Oh, do you know what? I'm definitely not playing the quiz video. We're not going to waste any more time. But we've got a very, very different take on the quiz this week. Usually, Andy... Go on, Steve.
I was just going to say, sorry, Peter, I don't want to steal your thunder. I just always thought it's a shame that when you guys do the quiz, that Andy doesn't get to partake.
Sometimes
I've done a quiz. So if I'm about to be told, I think I'm about to be told. I'm not saying I'll be annoyed.
I mean, the quizzes don't go out of date, Andy. The quizzes don't go out of date.
This one kind of does, because this one's all about Peter Cullen. You absolute villains.
Right.
Of all the times, Dave.
Yeah. Fine, let's do Andy's quiz.
Oh. Have you actually done a quiz, Steve, as well? You have, haven't you? I should have known you have. Oh, God.
It does.
We were going to get, so we was actually going to get you to partake in the quiz one. Just,
do you know
just
what?
For once.
Come on next time we can and save it for then, and I will partake in your quiz.
It's a
definitely not be off sick. Anyway, Lee, don't give me this one job crap. I didn't know anything about this. Communication is key, people. Communication.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be a special once in a lifetime quiz, did I?
Do you know, I was going to tell you as well. I was going to tell you, and I thought, it'll be a nice surprise.
It was supposed to be funny, Andy, and you ruined it.
It is still funny. It is still funny.
It's funny that the one time in all the years, all the times you've been doing the quiz, we could swap it out for another one. We can't this week.
Anyway.
Right.
I almost feel bad, but I don't. So,
it's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. Andy, talk us through the quiz.
Okay, this is our usual weekly quiz. 5 questions that the panel will try to answer in our private chat section, which hopefully you are all aware of where that is now on your screens. You will put your answers into that private chat to each question, and I will break each answer up with some nonsense that I quickly type like that, so that I can keep track of which answers of which question. At the end of the 5 questions, we will either have an outright winner, like a league winners shield type winner, as they call it in rugby league, or we will have a tie break. Either way, we'll do the tiebreaker question, which we've kind of turned now into a next goal wins scenario, and it's always a bit of fun, except for the person who won overall and then has that snatched away from them. But remember, it's just a bit of fun, not to take it too seriously. Yeah. This is a Peter Cullen special. So every question was sourced based on Peter Cullen to celebrate his life. Sorry.
Like
communication is key. Anyway.
One job.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It was a lovely. We'll save it, Steve, and we will. You know,
noted.
You'll get a chance to humiliate me another time instead. Okay. Yes. So 5 questions, all multiple choice or true or false, which is still multiple choice because, true or false. And yeah, we'll have a bit of fun. If you're playing along at home, if you're watching now, play along at home, see how you get on. Let us know how you get on by the end. Can you beat our panel? Probably. But let's find out, officially. So, Steve, you've played these quizzes before, so I know you're old hat at this. John, this will be your first one as it's your first appearance. You don't get any advantage. It's just, I thought I'd point it out. Are we all ready for tonight's quiz?
Indeed.
Here we go then. Question number 1. Sorry, it's remiss if I don't say, you need to make sure you've turned off the live chat so you can't see it, just because even though there's a delay, we don't want anybody getting any extra help from the chat. Or not getting help from the chat, because they don't always get it right. Okay, here we go. Question number 1. For which Transformers cartoon did Peter Cullen receive a Daytime Emmy Award nomination? So which Transformers cartoon did Peter Cullen receive a Daytime Emmy Award nomination? Was it A, and remember your answers are A, B, or C, you don't have to write out the whole answer. A, Transformers G1, B, Transformers Prime, or C, Transformers RID 2015? So A, Transformers G. Oh, look at that. I'm not even going to repeat the options. Oh, well, I am for the people at home. A, Transformers G1, B, Transformers Prime, or C, Transformers RID 2015. Everybody answered super fast on that one, and everybody got it correct. It was, of course, Transformers Prime, for which Peter Cullen was nominated for an Emmy Award. And I almost said that earlier on and had to catch myself because I knew it was a question coming up in the quiz. So there you go. Which I wouldn't have had to do if I'd known somebody else had written the quiz. Right, question number 2. Everybody's got a point so far. Fantastico. Imagine if everybody got full points. That has never happened. That would be incredible.
Tiebreaker for that.
We would need the tiebreaker then. Well, hey! Question number 2. In which year was Peter Cullen immortalized with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? So in which year did he get his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Was it A, 2014, B, 2016, or C, 2018? So in which year did Peter Cullen become immortalized with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? A, 2014, B, 2016, or C, 2018? And our answers are in from our panel. A little bit of a split here. Pete, you've gone for 2018, but both John and Steve have both gone for 2014. The correct answer, I can reveal, is A, 2014. So well done to Steve and John. You keep your 100% records and take a 1-point lead over Pete. Let's move on to question 3, and let's see if Pete can do anything about that. I won't hold my breath. In 1984, Peter Cullen created the voice of Optimus Prime based on that of his brother Larry. True or false, the Transformers Prime episode Partners was dedicated to Larry Cullen's memory? So true or false, the Transformers Prime episode Partners was dedicated to Larry Cullen's memory? Is that true or false? And our answers are in super quickly. And once again, you have all chosen the same answer. You've all said that that was true. And of course it was. It was. Yeah. What more can you say? Right. So that means that, John, you're on 3 points, 100% record. Steve, you're on 3 points with a 100% record. And Pete, you're on 2 points, just behind, just bringing up the rear. Make your own jokes. Number 4, question number 4. Here we go. Peter Cullen's tenure as the character of Optimus Prime earned him the Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in which year? So in which year did Peter Cullen get a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences? Was it A, 2022, B, 2023, or C, 2024? A, 2022, B, 2023, or C, 2024? And our answers are in. Once again, the panel have been quick with their answers. It's good to know that speed impresses them. So, in what year did Peter Cullen earn his Lifetime Achievement? Well, not the year, but what time did he get? Year did he get his Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences?
B, C, C, B. Ooh.
Pete and Steve, you both went for 2022. John, you went for 2023. Nobody went for 2024. And you were right not to, because that wouldn't have been the correct answer, which means that either two of you have got it right or one of you has got this right. And John, you have got it right. The correct answer was 2023. John maintains his 100% record. Steve, you stay on 3 points. Pete, you stay on 2 points. With just one question to go, Steve has one chance, and one chance only, to pull this back.
We always let the newbie win.
Do we know? Anyway, here we go. A true or false question to finish off. So only the two answers to choose between. True or false? For Transformers Prime, a modified version of Cullen's voice was used. So for Transformers Prime, a modified version of Cullen's voice was used. Is that true or false? Anytime you're ready, Pete. There we go. Right, answers are in. Let's have a look. So, John, you thought that answer could be true. Steve and Pete, you both thought the answer would be false. The correct answer is that it was false. They used an unmodified version of his voice. So what you hear when you hear Optimus Prime, Transformers Prime, is literally Peter Cullen's unmodified voice. So that evens it up, I believe. Steve, you move on to 4 points. John, you stay on 4 points. We have a tiebreaker. What's fun about this tiebreaker is, though, that Pete on 3 points could also steal it because it's next to win. Yes!
This is it.
Sodden
Okay, here we go. No pressure, lads. But if you get this wrong, you'll forever be mocked. No, I'm joking. There's no pressure. It's just a bit of fun. Okay, here we go. Here's the tiebreaker. Remember, it's about speed and about the correct answer, or at least being closest to the correct answer. Okay? So you've got to think fast and answer fast, but don't rush too fast, as Pete knows. You don't want to be too premature. So, in the G1 cartoon, not including incidental side characters like humans, how many actual Transformers characters did Peter Cullen voice? So I need a number. How many actual Transformers characters did Peter Cullen voice? According to the TF Wiki, I should always remind you that the TF Wiki is the source for all these questions and their answers. So according to them, how many actual Transformers characters in the G1 cartoon did Peter Cullen actually voice? And we're not including incidental humans and random crowd characters or that big hologram thing that wasn't even a real Transformer in one of the episodes, okay? Answers are in. Hopefully you've all had a chance to answer at home. I can tell you that none of you have got the exact answer, but one of you is closer than anyone else. That person will be the overall winner. I know, I was just trying to build up a bit of tension. But remember, it's all a bit of fun. Doesn't really matter. So, Deceptijon, you went for 9. A good solid answer, I would say. Pete, you went for 8. And Steve, you went for 4. The correct answer. Well, let's see if you can work it out. Let me just name the characters he voiced, and you count along as we go. Are we ready? Peter Cullen in the G1 cartoon voiced Optimus Prime, obviously, Ironhide, Streetwise, Triptychon, but only in one episode, 5 Faces of Darkness, but he did voice it, Nightstick, Slugslinger, and Wingspan, which means he voiced 7 characters, which means somehow Pete wins with his next goal wins. And I feel like Pete looked at John's answer and just went, I'm going one below this week. But I might be wrong. Maybe Pete had more knowledge than that.
I didn't
not
do
a
it
fix.
because I picked 7.
However, I think we all know that the moral victors here are the viewers at home,
Oh,
but also Steve
victors.
and John, who did so well. So well done to everybody. Thank you very much for taking part in our quiz, everyone.
Good quiz,
and we look forward to the next time Steve's on, when he can do the quiz and we can find out if I actually know anything.
Who got 7?
Anybody in the...
It'll be a third-party quiz, mate. You'll be fine.
Oh, I'll knock that one out. I'll still do better than the other two. Anyway, well, maybe not Paul. Actually, Pete knows something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Did anybody get 7 exactly dead on in the chat?
Without
the use of the wiki, people.
Handsome Ed Piri.
Well, all right. I'll let Ed will know his onions.
He got 7. The Burger King got 7, but also guessed 13. So I feel like they were hedging their bets.
I'm laughing because I've just looked at, I go into the private chat when you all do, and then I looked at the 120 comments during that quiz. I'm like, 120. Oh yeah, they're answering now. I remember. Anyway, go
on. And Lord Mirage got 7. However, answered a lot later than everyone else. Just
I would never have called Triptychon. I would not have called that one.
That's like I say, I source all this from the TF Wiki because it is the most reliable source. You know, you don't want to say ask Google and then use that for your answers, do you, Pete? Because that could be flipping disastrous. I mean, just imagine if you Google or some other thing that didn't actually know exactly what the answers were, and then you put those questions into a live quiz in front of an audience. Imagine that.
Today's been very emotional. Let's not say anything we don't mean.
It has. Anyway, thank you for all playing the quiz.
No, and thank you for taking part at home. If you've joined as well, Andy does a fantastic quiz. He also does a quiz on Patreon, but we're not going to talk about Patreon tonight because with tonight being a very special episode for Peter Cullen, it seems a bit crass talking about it. So join us next week where we will be doing our Patreon shout out and we'll tell you more about our Patreon channel, but we'll do that next week. I think with the time we're at, gentlemen, the quiz is probably a nice way to end tonight. We moved our discussion to the front because obviously for reasons that we've covered lots of times tonight, Peter Cullen was worthy of our time at the beginning of the show because it was the most important news of the week, and will be the most important news for weeks to come, I'm sure. I think that's all that's left for us to say is Steve, John, thank you so much for coming on, boys.
That's right, yes.
Where because the pair of you have been dabbling in a little bit of YouTube, so where can the guys find you on YouTube?
You can find me at Deceptijon on YouTube and Deceptijon 2006 on Instagram.
And I am at SkywarpSCS in most places on social media.
Perfect. Thanks ever so
and
much.
I'm here. And on Facebook, Transformers the Show.
I'll get to you
on
in a
Instagram.
Thank you, chaps, for joining us. It was obviously not the show we planned at the beginning of the week, nor that we planned in the middle of the week, but obviously these things happen. Andy and I will be back next week. In the meantime, our illustrious leader will be back next week as well, probably. Maybe. I don't know. He might still be in Italy. He's been there for 2 weeks. Who knows when he's going to be back. In the meantime, head on over to Facebook where the guys will be manning the group all week long. And I think, have we got a little video we're going to show, Andy, to play us out?
Oh, I can. Sorry, I thought we maybe weren't, but I can.
No, I think we are, and I think to sign us off, we've got a little clip of Peter Cullen, and I think it's as John mentioned before we started the show, it shows Peter Cullen the man rather than just Peter Cullen Optimus Prime.
Yeah. So this is from the the Fan Expo. I think it was 2023, and this was just Peter talking about, I guess, his relationship with the fans a little bit.
I'm going to tell you this honestly, because I love you guys and girls. We
love you, Peter. Thank you for being optimistic.
Thanks. I feel the way about you guys, and I hope that I'm around for a long time to do more features, and because I have it in me, and I don't want to not do it. I really want to do it, so it gives me a real incentive to be with you guys. Yeah, you warm my heart, and I think you're the greatest group of people everywhere we go. I mean, you're just the same. You're just wonderful people, and I love you for that. I do.
I think it's probably a nice way to sign it off. You're going to be sad, but don't be too sad, because we were lucky to have had him for the years that we've had him and for the joy that he's brought. And if you take one thing away from Peter Cullen, just be nice. Just be nice. We'll see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.